All right. So welcome everyone to another Movement Monday with MS Views and News. And for this class today, you'll need a pillow, square pillow. And if you do have your camera on, having it within eye range, sort of like the chair behind me, can help me give you some pointers or feedback or tips during the class for today. Of course, as this is a recording, I can't see you, but always good to check in. All right. So from here, we'll take a seat onto your chair, making sure that your feet are flat and the pillow is going to start on top of your knees. We have my little helper here. This is Sage. All right. So with the feet flat and the pillow is on top of your knees, I want you to start with a slight bend into the elbows so that when you stretch your arms long, you feel the back of your arms starting to strengthen. Okay. Now try that with an exhale, pressing down into your pillow. And then inhaling, bending your elbows, not your knees, just your elbows. Pressing long. We'll go for 5 more. And so keeping your spine lifted up tall and feeling that as you press your arms down, you get a little bit of that powerhouse engagement. For 3 more. Shoulders staying away from the ears. Last 2. And then after that last 1, good. Go ahead and lay the pillow flat now on top of your thighs. And rest your forearms on top of it. Okay. Then from here, nodding your chin towards the chest, giving your hands a little bit of a slide forward onto the pillow. So we find a little bit of a flexion through the spine, and then sliding your arms back and lifting your spine back tall. So just working through some of that range in the spine to curl into what's called a flexion spine, keeping your tailbone heavy, rounding over top of that pillow, and then lifting back up. So that's 6 more times, 8 total. So that rounding spine is like you're trying to peel away Velcro silently away from whatever it may be attached to behind you. So the Velcro is attached and you're slowly peeling it 5 more times away. What this does is it gives some articulation through the spine, allowing you to find more mobility into the movement. Inhaling back up. Let's go for 3 more. There's just a light pressure through the arms, rounding up and over the pillow. 3. Lifting up, curling over. 2, going very slow, very mindfully. And then last 1. As you curl forward and lift back tall, keep your arms long, hands heavy, and then think of pulling your heart forward. So there's still that Velcro that's attached to the back, and you're pulling just that upper part of your back away from the wall that's behind you, and then resist back into that tall spine position. Pull the heart forward, lifting the gaze slightly, and then draw yourself back into that tall seated position. It's almost like your ribs are trying to push against the pillow. And then bring yourself back tall. 4 more there. Shoulders down the back, and then exhale, bring it back tall. Last 3. So just some gentle movements here for 2. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Final 1. Awesome. Now let the pillow stay there. Let your arms rest down by your side. And close your eyes just for a moment here. So as you take note or as you take stock of where your body is in time and space, does it feel like you're leaning forward? Does it feel like you're leaning back? Does it feel like you're putting more pressure into the right or left cheek of your foot or your bottom? Okay. And try to find that alignment between right and left side, front and back body. And we're going to try to keep the alignment throughout the class today. Okay, so even as we twist or side bend, there's still going to be that even amount of pressure. So when you open your eyes, I want you to take in a big inhale and fill up the lungs as much as you can, letting it spread outward, forward, upward, and downward. And then as you exhale, pull everything back together. And repeat that 2 more times. Inhale, letting the belly kind of push the pillow away. And exhale. Last and final 1. And exhale. The breath is going to be central to our movement today, so let's make sure that we're doing it correctly. With your hands resting back onto the pillow, I want you to then push the pillow away so that it's sort of like hooked onto the front edge of your knees. So it's right there, okay? And then pressing your hands into your knees, I want you to start to straighten one leg out so the shin is basically holding that pillow up. Then lower that leg back down and switch, marching the other leg to kick against the pillow and switch. So now as you're doing this 7 more times each side, you're resisting the urge to just like lean over to one side just to get that leg up. Okay, stay tall, lifted, and strong as you're pressing heavy into your hands onto that pillow. In a moment, though, after we do 6 more each side, it's going to be one leg, one arm. Here she comes again. Hi. Just the comic relief. Think about a wall right behind you. And if you need to, like sit yourself up against the back of your chair. Okay, 3 more each side, right to left. Ribs stay over the hips. 2 more, right to left. Last one on the right. And now can you hold that left leg out there? Your left arm stays heavy and your right arm lifts and floats away. This is where the challenge starts. Lower the right arm, left leg, left arm, working in opposition. So whichever leg is floating up, the opposite arm floats up with it. Inhale to lower back down with control. Exhale to lift back up. Continue from one side to the next. And really got to press into that pillow to keep the activation through the back body, the back of the arm, the front of the core, as well as the front of the hip. Good. So let's do one more left leg, right arm. Last one, left arm, right leg. Nice. Now pull that pillow back on top of your hips there and bring your elbows wide. Think almost like a bulldog. Your fingertips are pointed in, okay, on top of that pillow. And it's not an arm movement, so we're not going to press into the pillow, but it's a spine movement. So from the core, you're going to curl your spine over the hips and the knees and lift back up. So the elbows stay at the same position, curling over and lifting back up, pulling your rib cage backwards as you push into the pillow and lift back up. 4 more. And trying to keep this out of the shoulders, meaning that as you go down, the shoulders don't come up by the ears. 3. Instead, the neck stays long, strong, and lifted. 2. And last one. Pillow is probably like my favorite prop to work with because there's so much that we can do with it. You're going to take that pillow between the legs and then squeeze it as hard as you can. So if you do have a rectangle pillow, take the shorter sides of the pillow and squeeze out between your legs. So now you've got like a long pillow there. All right. And then with the pillow squeezing, bring your heels together and your toes apart. Okay. So your knees will be apart because the pillow is there, but your feet stay together. Stack the spine up tall and reach underneath of your chair and try to lift yourself up from there. Try to pull your head away from your shoulders and a gentle opening of your knees and then squeeze back together. Inhale, open, and exhale, close. And obviously it's not open far enough to where the pillow just drops down, but you have to find that Goldilocks space of where you open just enough to then squeeze back in. 5 more. Think of as your legs pull together, there's a sort of like siphoning of energy that lifts you up taller. 4 more. Soften your shoulders, lift your head, ears away from the shoulders. Last 3, 2, a lot of inner thighs, a lot of powerhouse. Now hold and squeeze those knees together and reach your arms out in front of you. Thumbs up, palms in, and you hinge the body backwards and hinge the body forward. So if you have a back of your chair, maybe eventually you're tapping the back of the chair. That might seem far away depending on how close your booty is towards the front edge of your chair, or maybe not so far away if you're like halfway on the chair. Okay, but basically keeping that steel rod of a spine as you hinge back and forth. 4 more times. Inhale, exhale. Keeping that pillow right there between your legs, keeping those heels together like you've got a $100 bill right between them. 2 more times. And then last one, hold your hinge. Maybe you're touching the chair. Maybe you're holding yourself there. Lift one arm up as the other arm punches down or presses down into the pillow, and switch the arms like scissors or ships passing through the night. And really pulling and focusing on the heel connection of those 2 feet together will activate more of like seat and inner thighs, believe it or not. Oh, that's where, like, again, that powerhouse starts to come in. Keep it out of the shoulders. Arms stay lifting, but the shoulders stay down. Last one on the left. Last one on the right. Bring your arms forward. Go ahead and take a break with your pillow. Bring it out of your legs there for a moment. And you can round through the spine, find your cat and cow position. The cat spine is where you arch the back, curl the back. And your cow spine is where you arch the back, pulling the heart forward. Opening up the chest, bringing the gaze up towards the ceiling and your shoulders down. All right, but then we're coming right back into place there. Legs wide, so you can squeeze in on that pillow, heels together, toes apart. So that's called a Pilates V position. So if you look down at your feet, there's a little V shape that you've made. Okay. All right. Now let's add a little rotation, but first, again, warming up those thighs, hands down under the chair, lift tall and squeeze for 6. Inhale, open, magnetize those legs together. 5, 4, 3, 2, holding that inner thigh, strong engagement. Last one. Now reach those arms back out in front of you. And this time, just the right arm reaches towards the right side. Watch where it goes with your gaze, and then bring it out back in front of you. We'll do 4 each side, 8 total. Left arm reaches back away from you. And think of like a Twizzler. So when your Twizzler is rotating or twisting a little bit more, you want to lift your Twizzler a little higher. Okay, so when I was little, I used to think that like, oh, if I just stretch the Twizzler out and then twist it a little bit more, I get more Twizzler. And then, of course, that's not the case. It's the same amount of Twizzler. But what's happening and what is the case is when you lift up the spine and you twist a little deeper, you can get more range of motion. So think of that. One more time to the right. Reach forward. One more time to the left. And reach forward. Go ahead and take that pillow out again. Just let it rest on top of your thighs. Let your elbows rest out in front of you as well. So they're just flat on top of that pillow. And take that cat and cow, cow, then cat. Inhale. All right. Good. Now let's come into your side bends. Place the pillow one more time back between your thighs. Pilates V position, heels together, toes apart, with your left hand onto the chair and your right arm up towards the ceiling. Make sure again that you are squeezed as much as you can. So if this wasn't just a pillow, it's like a water balloon. You're trying to pull all that water out from the balloon that's between your legs. Reach overhead and take your side bend for 3. Lift up. And like your rib cage is typewritering over towards the right side as you reach over towards the left side. 2. And final 1. Lift back up, right hand down, left arm up, and switch. Go for 3. Rib cage moves towards the left as your hand reaches to the right. Lift and reach. All right, and then the last one. So then you come back up, take that pillow out. This is where we work on a little bit of arm work here. So with that pillow between your hands, stack it on top of your thighs, bring your thighs hip distance apart, feet planted underneath of them. And with your elbows wide, we want to keep this out of your shoulders so you keep your neck long. So lift your head tall, keep your shoulders down the back, and it's a squeeze of your hands together. And feel this coming from the chest and the back. So how does it come from the back? And that's an interesting question because this is the same sort of movement that I would use with my clients called using a piece of equipment called the Pilates circle. So this is the same sense of engagement of a circle ring that you were squeezing and making into an oval. Go for 3 more and try to feel the connection of your like armpit muscles right below and slightly behind your armpits. 2. Now hold that squeeze, last one, and then pump your arms out and in. Reach and pull. 6 more. Out, in for 5, 4, arms stay long in 3, last 2, and then 1. Now we're working on that rotation again. Rotate that pillow towards the right and towards the left. If it feels like the pillow is too far away from you, bend your elbows, bring it in closer, but continue with the rotation. We got 2 more each side. 4 total each side, or 8 total from side to side. Last 1. And finish strong. Nice. Place the pillow on top of your thighs there and give your arms a nice stretch out to the side. Pull them back so you can't even see your fingertips in your peripheral vision. And then reach right over left arm. Give yourself a big hug. And then bow yourself forward. Drive your elbows into the pillow. Take a big stretch forward. Lift up. Open the arms. Inhale. Left arm over right. Exhale forward, take that big hug, drive the elbows into the pillow, and then lift back up. Open the arms one last time, and then take that pillow into the hands again. Put it up on top of the thighs, lift it and hold it there, and then squeeze that pillow from the armpits, like right behind and slightly below the armpits. Now this time, the elbows start bent, the pillow's pretty close towards the chest. I want you to press it up overhead, pull it back down in front. Press up overhead, and pull back down in front. So when you're reaching up overhead, keep those shoulders down away from your ears 5 more times. Feet are pressing into the ground. So imagine that as your arms are trying to reach up overhead, you're trying to actively press your feet in the opposite direction. Last 3. Hold the arms up overhead in 2. And then with that last lift, last one, remember, if it feels like it's too high, you bend the elbows, bring it closer, and take a side bend towards the right. Lift back up and side bend towards the left. We'll go 4 each side. And remember, if this pillow just feels like it's too much, place it down onto your thighs and do it without the pillow. Hold your hands on top of your head instead. 2 more to the right. Keep squeezing that pillow. Keep your shoulders down. Good. And make sure that your arm isn't coming like next to your face. It is a spine movement, not an arm movement. That's it. There you go. Nice. Last one to the right. Inhale, lift tall. Last one to the left. Yes. Lift tall. Place it down. Open your arms out wide. And this time, take a stretch, bringing both hands off towards the right side. Right hand onto the chair. Left hand going down the right calf. Into that gentle rotation stretch. You might feel that the left hip is coming off, so sink it down onto the chair. And then maybe you'll feel that stretch above the hip, below the rib. Then maybe like a cartwheel, your left arm comes up, your right arm follows. Left arm onto the chair, right arm slides down the left leg. Ooh, this side feels way tighter. Notice that. So when we do like different moves from one side to the next, notice which side feels stronger, which side feels a little more challenged. It's not weaker, it's just challenged. Cartwheel the arms up and then back down by your side. Awesome. Give yourself a couple of shoulder shrugs, rolling up, back, and down. And then roll back up and forward. Awesome. All right. Then with your arms down by your side, look towards the right hand, but turn your left palm behind you. Okay, so whichever hand you're looking at, that palm will always turn forward. Rotate, turn the left palm forward, your right palm back. Rotate, look towards the right, turn the left palm back. Okay, go slow through it so you can feel the actual stretch through the neck. And this is called nerve flossing. So if you ever have any sort of like crick in the neck, this is a great way to move and glide the muscles past each other and to allow the nerves to floss into those muscles. So just like you floss your teeth, the nerves are kind of gliding in and out of the muscles that kind of surround it. One more right side. One more look towards the left side. Whew. And one side is going to feel tighter than the other. All righty. Nice job. From there, we place that pillow back behind us against the back of your chair. Turn towards the side so you can see the difference. Okay. Or not the difference, but how the setup is. So with that pillow, like push it down into your chair and then really scoot your bum up against it. So it feels almost like, especially if you have like enough pressure against the pillow, like the pillow is almost like pushing back against you. So you really have to use that powerhouse of your core and legs of your feet pushing into the ground to lift yourself up. Hands just stay onto your thighs for now. And maybe notice the like strength of your legs that are pushing into the ground to pull your body up tall. Okay, now stay there strong and lifted as you kick right leg out, bring it back down, and then left leg out and bring it back down. So just like we practiced when the pillow was on top of our legs, that you're not like leaning to one side just to get that leg kicked up, but pulling yourself back to keep that alignment. Okay, so we got 5 more each side. Let's do 8 total from side to side. Feel yourself rooted down into your sits bones. 4. Maybe if you wanted to, you could take the hands away, reach out in front of you for a little bit of added challenge. 3. Last 2 each side. All right, so now last one, you're going to leave your left leg lifted, left leg floating out in front of you. With your left arm coming down by your side, right arm is out in front of you as well. So then you come forward, reach towards the left foot into a rotation, and then come back up. Open your right arm out to the side. Exhale, come forward, reach towards your left foot, and then come back up. So not only is it work to keep that leg lifted, try not to lower it, but it's also work to bring yourself forward, ribs towards that left hip as your right arm reaches forward towards it. 3 more. Last 2. And then final one, can you hold this rotation? Your left hand is on the chair for a little bit of support, and then tiny little pulses for 8, 7, reach towards that left foot. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the left foot down, stack the spine up, and then straighten that right leg out in front of you, left arm out in front of you to rotate and reach like you're trying to saw off the pinky toe on that right side. Lift back up, open your left arm, and keep that right leg reaching away from you. 7. Open the left arm, reach that right foot. 6. Right hand stays onto the chair, holding yourself stable. And that pillow, you're still connected to the lower part of your back onto that pillow for 4. 3, that exhale helps you to pull the rib cage together in as you rotate. 2, getting ready to hold that rotation off to the right side and pulse the body like a saw moving back and forth. 7, 6, 8 total. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way back up. Ooh, give that right leg a little rest. Maybe sometimes a little round of applause onto that leg can sometimes help. All right. Now we shift that pillow up so there's space in between like the lower part of your hips. Okay, so the pillow is starting at the top of your hips. That's where the first point of contact is made. So you're gonna have to scoot yourself back again and then really press into that pillow. Okay, so now it's kind of like a nice little recliner chair position. Arms out in front of you, lift tall by pushing into your feet and pinching your seat together. Now lift one arm up, lower back down. Lift the opposite arm up, lower back down. There's 3 more each side. Getting ready for a little rotation. 3 more each side. Here's 2. Left. Then 1 more right side. We'll end with the left arm staying up. Stay there. And now rotate. So you open your body towards the left side. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Right arm reaches forward instead of off towards the left side of your room. and then come back to center. Reach the left arm forward. Right arm lifts and reach the left arm in front of you as you rotate your body towards the right. Lift higher, lift taller, twist deeper. Then both arms out in front of you. Reach the right arm forward, left arm taller. Then both arms out in front of you, right arm lifts, left arm forward, right arm taller. Left arm forward, right arm forward, left arm lifts. Woo, left and rights are hard. And then reach that right arm forward. One more time each side, right arm up, left arm forward, rotate, 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 twist, and switch. Right arm forward, left arm up, rotate, 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 and relax. Bring yourself back. With your hands onto your thighs, nod the chin towards the chest, find your cat spine, but think about again that Velcro slowly peeling off away from that pillow behind you. So that when you make your way down, your low back is still staying attached to the pillow, but your hands come to the back where your calves are, back of the legs where the calves are. Now press the calves forward, nod the chin towards the chest more, and feel the stretch maybe between the shoulder blades and the upper back, or even in the mid back, kind of where you wear a heart strap monitor or your bra kind of ends at the mid back. Then stack the spine tall, lift up one bone at a time, hands onto the thighs. Ooh, and then lift your heart up, bring the gaze up, open the chest, pull the shoulders back and down. Awesome. All right. Last little bit here with the pillow behind us. You're going to bring the pillow up. So if you have a back of the chair like mine isn't very high. So the pillow is going to be kind of like leaning back behind you. So the back, or the part of the pillow that's making contact with your back, is the upper part of your back where your shoulders are. Okay, your hands come behind your head, slightly on top of your head there. But when your arms lift up, make sure that you're not just like popping the ribs forward. Instead, you keep those ribs drawn down and the powerhouse, your core, stays long through the spine. Alrighty, from here, we inhale, lift the gaze, lift the heart, but make sure those ribs stay down. That's the hardest part. Then exhale, pull the ribs so your body comes forward, keeping that contact against the pillow. Inhale, lift up, the hands on top of the head, kind of pushing the head down as the head pushes up against the hands. Curl into that flexion spine. Inhale into extension 6 more times. Keep it out of the shoulders. Now, if you feel like your shoulders are coming up towards the ears, like you can lower your hands down by your side and continue doing this extension and that flexion. I'm going to turn my chair back towards center. You go for 4 more. Okay. Ooh. Last 3. Final 2. Shoulders stay soft. Now we hold that gentle flexion forward. Think of like an accordion. You've just pulled your ribs towards your hips. That accordion has shortened. Now hold that position. And can you lift maybe the heel of your right foot or the whole right foot off of the ground, knee closer towards the chest? Lower down and lift the opposite leg. And then coming back up. Or am I coming back down? Your body, your upper body stays where it is. Ooh, and this is where it starts to get challenging, making sure that your pelvis itself doesn't rock or roll from side to side. And if it does feel like your pelvis is rocking, you can place your hands onto the chair and make sure that you're staying stable through that lower back. We got 1 more each side though, wherever you're at with your hands. Right side, left side. Then lean back, take like a recliner chair, kind of stretch there. Allow the ribs to pull apart. Allow yourself to lean into the back of your chair. And bring yourself back up. Alrighty, take the pillow out from behind you. Place it onto the thighs, flat. Okay. You'll have to scoot yourself forward since we were kind of scooted pretty far back there. And with yourself forward at the edge of your chair, your right hand is going to come across towards the left thigh. Okay, right hand to left thigh. Left hand comes out in front of you like you're going for a handshake. And then as you press down into your right hand, your left hand goes back behind you and watch where it goes. Thumb goes down, palm turns in. Then lift back up, get a little lighter through your right hand and repeat. Try to feel the connection of the right side of your body, really pressing into that pillow as your left arm reaches back behind you. Let's take 3 more there. Driving that left shoulder forward and down. So you feel maybe a little bit of a stretch through that front of your shoulder for 2. And last one. When your left arm lifts, go ahead, cross it over the right and take a stretch as your arms reach forward, chin towards the chest. Feel the stretch between your shoulder blades. And then come back up, leave your left hand where it is, reach your right arm forward for that handshake. Press down into your left hand as your right arm reaches back behind you. Watch where it goes with your gaze. And then come back up and rotate, reach back down. Okay, spinal health is everything when it comes to Pilates, when it comes to life, really. Joseph Pilates used to say that you're only as young as your spine is flexible. So think about that. If you can't touch your toes because your spine isn't allowing to, he would say you're old. You can, and you're older, he'd say you're young. Age was just a number. One more time. Reaching that arm back behind you, rotating, watching where it goes. And then stacking that spine up. Okay, now place that pillow down between your ankles. Just let it rest onto the ground. And with your hands resting onto your thighs, they're only going to stay about pillow distance apart. Allow yourself a gentle rotation from right to left. Your left shoulder kind of pulls forward. Lift back tall. Give yourself a gentle twist with the right shoulder pulling forward. And lift back tall. Repeat. Just do 3 each side, 2 more. And this is our last one to look towards the right. Lift back up and look towards the left. And lift back up. So the pillow, I'm going to stand to the ground, bring it over in front of the right foot and place that right foot onto the pillow. Okay. Now hinge your body back so that you can lean yourself against the back of your chair without slouching and just like leaning back, but you are actively trying to pull from head to hip in one long, strong steel rod position. Your hands press into the chair and we press into the pillow for 8. Lift off of the pillow. 7. Now, you don't actually have to lift off the pillow, but that would be an extra challenge if you wanted to. For 6. 5, 4, press all the way down to the earth. 3, 2, and then press down, stay into that pillow, reach those arms forward. Can you use that core strength to pull yourself up like Dracula waking up for the night? Then pull yourself back, tap the back of your chair and pull forward. Now, if you do need a little extra help, one hand can stay onto the chair to kind of help you up and down. Think again of that tension between ribs and hips, pulling you forward and resisting you back. Now, notice if one side of your shoulders, like, is it just the right side? Is it just the left side that touches the back of the chair first? So kind of, are you leaning to one side, tapping, or are you leaning to the other side and tapping? Keep it even. 2 more times. Keep that right foot heavy. Last one. Hold it back. Okay. Now lift and lower that right leg for 3 more. You're going to hold that leg lifted in 2. And then hold and grab behind the leg with your hands there. Okay, hold on to it and straighten the leg out and in. Kick. 7, 6, leaning back against that chair, finding that steel rod position. If you want super challenge, you don't need to turn yourself, but just lift yourself off away from the chair so you're not leaning against anything. 3 more. 2, And then hold the leg long. Last one. Can you walk towards the leg? You come away from the chair, then bend the knee, bring it down to the pillow, and take your forward fold. We're going to do that 2 more times for that tree. Stack the spine up, reach the arms forward, hinge the body back, then lift the leg, bind onto the leg, straighten the leg, hold it straight, and walk up towards the ankle as close as you can towards the ankle, round the spine, pulling your elbows wide, keeping your shoulders soft, bend the knee, bring it down towards the pillow. That's number 2. Stack the spine tall from there, reach your arms forward, hinge the body back, tap the back of the chair, hold there, lift the leg, bind behind it, straighten the leg, and then walk up towards the ankle. Once you get as far as you can go, bend the elbows, round, 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 nose to knee, bend the knee, place the foot down onto the pillow. Ooh, lift back up like a typewriter, slide that pillow over to the left foot on top of it, right foot off of it, okay? Lean back into that hinge spine position. Okay. Find again that awareness, that proprioception, that engagement all the way from your hips to the top of your head. It's like you're being pulled in 2 different directions with your hands staying down by your side to press and maybe lift, to press and lift. So notice this is all just still like finding that awareness so that when we do come into that tree move, that you can hold yourself here in that strong steel rod position, that you can lift the leg up while maintaining that steel rod position. 4, 3, maybe you reach those arms out in front of you. 2, and 1. Leave the leg down and then move the body forward, back and forth for 6. Remember, if you need a little bit of extra help, you can lower one hand down and push yourself off of the chair. But make sure as you're going back that both shoulders touch. Ooh, this side's interesting. My right side touches first. So that means I'm kind of like twisting down and then coming to the left shoulder. So I'm really trying my best to like pull back evenly, 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 tap, and then lift back forward. 2 more. Hold it back, last one. And then lift 3 more times that leg up and down. Getting ready to bind onto the leg. 2. Now hold that leg behind the thigh and straighten and bend that leg out and in. 5 more times. 4. Try not to let the straightening of the leg compromise the spine position. 3, 2, hold the leg long. 1, we work through our tree. Walk the hands towards the ankle. Get as far as you can. Now pull your elbows out wide, draw your nose towards your knee, and then bend the knee, bring yourself forward, push into the pillow. Stack the spine tall, reach the arms forward, and repeat that 2 more times. Inhale back. Exhale, lift the leg. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, fold forward, grab onto the ankle or as close as you can to get it. Take an inhale, hold, and then exhale, forward fold, push the foot into the pillow, stack the spine tall, inhale. If the breath is too confusing, just breathe through it naturally. Hinge back, lift the leg, bind onto it, straighten the leg, walk up the leg, get closer, closer, closer towards the ankle, bend the elbows wide, keep it out of the shoulders, find that spine stretch, and then bend the knee, place the foot down. All right. Climbing the tree is always challenging. Bring the pillow between the ankles and give it a good squish. Now you might not be able to see the feet, but making sure that the toes are turned out, your heels are turned in. Remember that Pilates stance position. Make sure again that the weight is evenly placed onto both cheeks, evenly placed onto both feet, and your feet are under the knees rather than being like pulled in underneath of you. All right. Now from here, it's going to feel like you're pulling your knees together, but I want you to focus on the pull of your ankles, your heels together, all from the deep groin. As you inhale, stack the spine tall, and exhale, pull the heels together. Now your hands, like instead of being like Ricky Bobby, you can push them down onto the chair or pull them under the chair. Keep yourself tall. Deep, deep, deep powerhouse here. Last two. All right, hold that squeeze. Last one. Can we reach one arm out in front of you and rotate it towards the right? Reach it back out in front of you. Lower that arm down. Hold on to or underneath of the chair. Left arm. Rotate back. And then forward. Keep holding onto that pillow. 3 more times each side. Exhale into that twist. Lift taller, lift taller, lift taller. And then reach forward. Remember the Twizzler analogy. You lift taller, you twist deeper, you get more Twizzler. Not really, but you just get more twist. 2 more. Right arm, right twist. Left arm, left twist. Okay, you're Vanna White. You're watching those letters appear on the board. Right arm, right twist. Last one. Ooh, those legs are feeling tired. Don't let go of that pillow though. Left arm, left twist. And then your hands come down. Go ahead, release the pillow. So just like let your legs relax. But then finding your cat spine position, roll down. You grab the pillow. Lift up, dragging the pillow with you and place it on top of your thighs. You can hold onto the front edge of the pillow and give yourself like a little butterfly or maybe a windshield wiper from side to side. Nice. Okay. Now, again, if you have a more rectangular pillow, you want to keep the shorter side is what's squeezing. So you place the pillow onto the right side of your body, like the right side of your waistline. And then your right arm is going to try to like hook the elbow onto the other side of your pillow. And it's okay if the pillow kind of comes up into the armpit, but you're really trying to get it like as squeezed of a pillow as you can. Okay. Reaching that left arm up, your right hand is going to find the edge of your chair. You go into that side bend, up and over towards the right side. Press down onto the chair with your right arm and squeeze the pillow more so you feel that rib cage on the left side opening up more. Oh yeah. And then lift back up 2 more times. Now, as you're going down and over, make sure your right shoulder stays away from the ear. Inhale back up. Last time up and over. So that pillow is just giving you a little bit more assistance to find that going over something sort of feedback. Switch it over to the other side. Squeeze it between left waistline. Maybe if it goes into the armpit, that's fine. But right arm lifts. Left arm stays planted and squeezing against the pillow. So the pillow kind of pulls the rib cage towards the right side of the body. Inhale up. And 2 more times up and over. Yes. Last time. All right. Stack back tall. Hopefully you feel like you've got a little bit more space there to breathe, to lift taller up out of the body. Pillow goes back onto the thighs. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what's happening. You're going to hold onto the back corners of your pillow. So you always have like a grip. You're not just going to push it off your legs, but you're gripping the corner edges of your pillow. Okay. So as you straighten one leg, you're creating a little like support for that pillow. Okay. And then you pull it back in towards you. Straighten, and so that lever gets a little bit of weight of the pillow, and then you pull it back in. We're alternating legs here. Go for 7 more, and resist the urge to just like collapse through the spine as you straighten the leg, or to lean back and away as you straighten the leg. Stay tall and lifted. Pull away from the hips. Inhale in. Exhale. Inhale in. We got 5 more. I'm sure this would be like really fun. I've seen those pillows before that have like sequins on them. Like that can add resistance to it. So that would make it like really a challenge as you kind of slide the sequins in one direction and then they slide in the opposite direction. 3. 2 more. Now, when your left leg goes long, you're holding it out in front of you on the next one. So that was right leg, last one on the left leg. Hold it long, and now pull that pillow back and forth like a row. You pull that pillow back and forth. Kind of scrape the elbows next to the rib cage. 5 more times. Keep that left heel reaching away from you. Open up that hip space. 4, 3, keep those collarbones wide. 2, imagine the shoulder blades coming back on the body. 1. Now, when the pillow comes back after that last one, straighten the right leg, hold it, and continue pulling. 8. Row that pillow back and forth. Instead of letting your elbows go wide out to the side, which can kind of bring it up into the neck and the shoulders, elbows go down and scrape next to the elbows, or the rib cage, sorry. That's it. That's much better. Good. 4 more. Heel is reaching away from you. 3, 2. Ooh, leg is tired. Last one. Place the leg down. Go ahead and push the pillow in front of the shins and press down on top of that pillow, giving yourself that cat spine with a little resistance. Lift up, bring the pillow with you, press into the pillow to find your cow spine extension. And stack the spine tall. All right. Now, this is going to take a little bit of a standing practice movement. So bring the pillow behind you and then bring yourself up just for a moment to slide the pillow under your bottom. Okay, so now we've got a little bit of unstable surface underneath of us. So kind of like wiggle yourself around and notice the difference between having that like firm seat underneath of you versus this like wobbly pillow underneath of you. Okay. A lot of Pilates is also about the lumbo-pelvic stability. So maybe if you put your hands onto your hips, we're trying to find that like lift of one hip and the lowering of your opposite hip. Okay, so think of like how not hula hoops. I mean, they can, yeah. I'm thinking like hula dancers and how they can like move their hips without moving the rest of your body. Okay. All right. Now, can you do that without your hands onto your hips? Lifting one hip at a time. So mobility brings with it blood, like nutrients, oxygen, minerals to the muscles, to the joint space. Okay, so anytime we move something, we're bringing like health with it. Okay, so now find your sense of alignment, hips, heart, and head all aligned. Your hands are onto your thighs. And now give yourself, so it's different from a cat and cow. Think of like cat and cow, but just through your lower back. So there's a curl of your pelvis and a like curl back of your pelvis, or excuse me, like an arch of your pelvis. So this is called a pelvic tuck as your hips kind of scoop underneath of you. And then that arch as your tailbone kind of like poofs out from underneath of you. Curl and arch. Okay, and so this is very different from the whole spine, arching and curling. Try to keep everything from your head to your belly button still as the pelvis goes back and forth. Good. All right, now scoot yourself forward a little bit more towards the edge of your chair. So we have more of that pillow behind us, more of that unstable surface behind us. So with the arms holding onto your thighs, your knees, we curl the pelvis like out in front of us. So you roll the body backwards. And it's kind of like you're trying to find the pillow with your lower back. Now kick one leg out in front of you and lower back down. Okay, so we've been working on this most of class, like being able to hold one spinal position as the opposing extremity comes out in front of you. Now, when the right leg lifts, lift your left arm. When the left leg lifts, lift your right arm. Now it starts to become a little bit of a brain teaser here. Opposing arm, opposing leg. And if you need to lean against the back of your chair, go for it. Otherwise, you're kind of sitting there in the air. There you go. Good. Now, the next time that right leg, left arm lift up, start to pulse them up and down, keeping that C curve through the spine. 5 more. 4. Your right hand can hook under the chair. 2. Hold the lift. Last 1. Now from there, open the arm and the leg in opposing directions off to the side. If that feels like too much, just keep the leg still, move the arm, and then try keeping the arm still and move the leg. But eventually we're working towards opening them both away from each other 5 more times. 4, 3. That's it. Strong powerhouse. 2. And then 1. Bring everything forward, down, lift the spine tall. And to give that hip a little bit of a stretch there, or a little bit of like a massage, like hook your thumb into the front of your hip and kind of give it a little bit of a, like a moving, stirring pot sort of motion. All right. So hopefully you didn't just feel it in the hip. The hip was working with the core. Okay. So with your arms onto your legs, we go back into that C curve position. Lift your left leg, right arm, left hand hooks under the chair to help stabilize, and open the leg, open the arm, close. 8. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. 7. This is like the peak of the class, you guys. You made it this far. You're doing great. 5. Can you pull that left leg away from you for 4? Drawing navel towards the spine. 2. And then last 1. Place the foot down, bring everything forward. Dig that left thumb into the hip joint and give it a little stir around. All right. So we come up off the pillow. You can leave it behind you though. So when you come up off the pillow, just give your hips a little lift, bring it behind you like so, but it's going to be up against the back of your chair. Turn yourself towards the left side of your room and scoot your booty towards the right side of your chair. So now your right knee can come down towards the earth. Okay. And whether your toes are tucked, okay, underneath of you, or the top of your foot is flat towards the ground is up to you. You got that pillow to kind of lean yourself up against and to bring your left hand to the back of your chair. Okay, so go ahead, lean against that pillow and reach the right arm up as the right knee goes down towards the ground. And maybe if it's touching the ground, think of like actually pressing even more into the earth. Oh, and then that feels so good, opening up through that leg. Then lift back up, okay? With your right leg, can you scooch it further back behind you? Lift the right arm again, and then reach over towards the left side of the room. Inhale up. One more time. Slide that right leg a little bit further back. And it might not go anywhere, but you're actively trying to reach it back. One more time over towards the left side of the room. And then rotate yourself so that your right hand comes to the back of your chair. Left hand comes to the back left of your chair. Okay, so I'm going to turn my chair so you guys can see what's happening. So in that twisted position, your hands are on the back of your chair and we lift tall. Rotate yourself a little bit more. Try to keep reaching that right leg behind you. Right hand is on the back of your chair, as is the left hand on the back of your chair. Inhale, lift one more time. Exhale, twist a little bit further. Both hands onto the back of the chair. Then reach the right arm back up, bring it down by your side, and we'll switch to the opposite side. So we just turn ourselves all the way over towards the right side. And I'm going to remove my pillow so you can see like what's happening from the back of the chair. So my right arm is on the back of my chair. Left leg is reaching down towards the ground. Left arm reaches up and over, and you go to the right side of the room. Sink the left leg down, reach the left arm over, then come all the way back up. From there, slide your left leg back further, up and overhead with your arm. Lift up with the arm, slide your left leg back even further as your left arm comes up over towards the right side of the room. Now hold that side bend, but now bring your left hand to the back of your chair, right hand to the back of the chair. Lift your spine tall and hold that twist. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale. Then bring yourself with the left arm up towards the sky or ceiling. Slide your left leg forward. Turn yourself towards the front of the room, towards the front of your chair. All right, and then scoot yourself towards the corner right edge of your chair. So the corner edge is like right there at the, like right between your legs. Your right leg is going to stay where it is. Your left leg reaches out in front of you. Good. Now from there, your left hand slides down the left leg. Right hand stays onto the knee. The goal here is to feel not only a stretch through the left leg, but also a little bit of a stretch through the right lower back. Lift the spine tall. Inhale up. Exhale. Give a little side bend towards the left side. Feel the right side body opening. Lift back up. Inhale. And one more time. Over towards the left. And then come back up. Okay, we can stay right here on that corner edge. Just bend your left foot or left knee in, right leg long. And then keeping your left hand onto the left thigh, right arm slides down. And then you push into that left leg to lift yourself back up. Repeat with the reach towards the right toes, keeping those toes pulled up off the ground and lift back up. Good. And then last one over towards the right side. You bring yourself back up. Good. Now take the feet wide and really spread your legs out. If you need to scoot yourself back a little bit, you can. Now your left arm, forearm goes onto the left thigh. Right arm reaches up and overhead. Take that side body stretch towards the left side to open up the right. Come all the way back up. Right hand onto the right thigh, left arm up overhead. 2 more each side. Notice how these side bends really help to open up the rib cage space, the hip to rib space, so that each time you come up, you can expand and lift taller to then find more space each time you kind of cartwheel the arms over towards the other side. Lift up. Exhale over. Last time to the right. And when you do come up, place both hands onto the thighs, and then kind of like your heart is being pulled forward by a string, pull your whole spine into that straight steel rod connection, like you're trying to push your knees apart as you bow forward. And then lift back up. 2 more times. Okay, kind of like you're leaning in for a good story down at the little kid level, and then lift back up. Last and final time, forward. Oh, should be a good inner thigh stretch, and then lift yourself back up. Good, and bring both feet back together so you're facing towards the front. If you can, cross the legs over. So if you can't take a full cross, you can cross the ankle over the, this is right over left. Otherwise, if it's a full like cross, go for it. Left hand to the outside of both of those legs, right hand either under the chair or for the back of your chair. Lift tall on your inhale, twist and exhale to look towards the right. Stay for 2 more breaths. Last inhale, last exhale. And as you inhale and look forward, uncross the legs, cross left leg over right, right arm past the left, left hand under or to the back of your chair. Inhale tall, exhale, pull and gently press yourself into that twist. So you got to pull with the left arm, push with your right. Keep your head lifted tall, try not to look down. 1 more inhale, 1 more exhale. As you look back forward, place both feet back in front of the hips. We take 1 last final rounding forward position, trying to keep that spine as much against the imaginary wall behind you. Remember that imaginary Velcro silently peeling away from the wall. Wrap your hands around the back of your calves and press into the calves as your spine tries to pull backwards. Then relax, bring your hands to the front of your shins, stack the spine up, keep your hands on top of the knees, and pull your heart forward. Shoulders back and down, gaze comes up, chin away from chest. Stack the spine tall and take one last big inhale. Let it go out through the mouth. All righty. Nice job today, you guys. Thank you again so much for joining me. That is our time together. If you enjoyed this class, please let me know in the comments down below. And of course, you can always just sign up for the next class. The next one will be in 4 weeks, third Monday of every month. Thanks again, everyone. I'm going to stop this recording.